Okay, it says finding a scale factor. So sometimes y'all will have to dilate a shape and draw the new one, or you might have a problem like this where it's already been done and then they'll just be asking you to find the scale factor. So here's an example. It says an art, oh, let me turn on my light. Fancy. An art supply store sells several sizes of drawing triangles. All are dilations of a single basic triangle. The basic triangle and one of its dilations are shown on the grid. Find the scale factor of the dilation. So step 1, they're going to step us through it. Use the coordinates to find the lengths of the sides of each triangle. Okay, well, it wants triangle ABC, but it wants the side AC. Okay, so I'm on the original, and it's right here, so it's the little one, and that side length is 2. CB is across the bottom, and it is 1, 2, 3 units. Okay, on the other triangle, the new AC, if I go count the units, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And the new CB is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They want us to find the ratios of the corresponding sides. So on that first note page, it said that the scale factor was a ratio of the original and the new dimensions. So that's why we're setting up ratios. So we have the new over the old. That's how you're always going to find the scale factor. You can use coordinates, or you can use side lengths as long as you have some that are vertical and horizontal like we do on this one. So the new AC that we got was 4, but the old AC was 2. And I can tell that this is going to reduce to a 2. The new CB length that we got was a 6, but the old CB was a 3, which will also reduce to a 2. So the scale factor of the dilation is 2. So you can kind of check to see if it makes sense, because if you get a scale factor, write this out, a scale factor that is greater than 1, like we did, 2 is bigger than 1, it has to get bigger from the original to the new. And I can see, yes, it got bigger. So my answer for my scale factor of a 2 does make sense. So I'd always go back and check that. Sometimes, well, a lot of times, we're in a rush to be done, so we accidentally get our numbers flip-flop on these. Is a common 8th grader mistake I see happen. So slow down, think about if that answer makes sense. If it's a little scale factor, like a half or a third or a fourth, or it's anything between 0 and 1, it had to be a reduction where the original got smaller. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Oh my gosh. Okay, number 4. Is the dilation an enlargement or a reduction? How can you tell? Okay, enlargement. Let's see. The sides are larger. I was going to be fancy, but that's good enough. Okay, so on number 5, it says find the scale factor of the dilation. You're going to set up a ratio to get the scale factor. Is always new over old. I can use coordinates, like the x coordinate of this F, this new F, and the old F. I could even use the y coordinates if I wanted to. But whenever you have one like this, where it's easy to count side lengths, just use the side lengths, because it's going to be easier than getting the coordinates. If everything's tilted, then you would have to use the coordinates, because you can't count diagonals perfectly on the coordinate plane. Okay, so let's see. We are going to go ahead and label new, because it has a prime mark, so I know it's the new one. And label this is old. Okay, we're going to count the sides. So on this new one, the side length is 2. Whoops. So you got to put that on the top. On the old one, the corresponding side length, EF, is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 over 4 reduces, because you always have to reduce if you want to get these right. They both divide by 2, so that's going to reduce to 1/2. Remember that you want to check to see if this makes any kind of sense for what happened in the picture. So since I'm saying that the scale factor is, let's see, it's less than 1, but it's greater than 0, because 1/2 would fall in the middle of here, I am saying it's a reduction. So I'm saying, if I look at the original one, which is the old, I have to ask myself, did it actually get smaller? And yes, it's pretty easy to see that it did. So you want to check to make sure the scale factor makes sense for your picture. Glue that one in your journal.